Today. Hello again, one and all, hello.
Another video for Dust Tactics, for a faction we know not much about.
This one should be really fun.
This one is for the SSU, is Russians and Chinese, the Soviet powers really.
So, do you play SSU?
No, do you?
No.
Ah.
Let's talk about it in an informed manner.
The axis, from what I can see, is more about straightforward in things are the Allies, more about mobility, getting there quick. Then they've got a load of turrets.
And messing with initiative.
The SSU is kind of in between counter everything else-ish. The walkers aren't very heavy, but they've got tanks.
Is it true they've got infantry as heavy as walkers?
Yes.
Right, because that's something I noticed, but I don't know if it's a thing or not.
Well, we'll start with the infantry. Now, your basic infantry, the Armour 2 infantry, have got things called Red Commissars, which can attach to other units to boost them, and they've got their own weapons. They're effectively squad commanders.
Do they kill you if you run away?
No, it is not the 40k Commissar. You've got ones with machine guns, ones with assault rifles, ones with underbarrel grenade launchers, ones with machine guns, one with bazookas. Similar sort of points cost, well, 2 points, 3 points. They effectively mean units don't run away as quick.
And is there a squad of basic troops that are similarly equipped, like with machine guns and assault rifles and whatnot, the ones that the Commissar with the machine gun can join?
Yeah, so anyone that's Armour 2 can join them. There is an actual unit of Red Commissars.
Yeah.
So, they're alright. But if you just want to keep things cheap and but if you've got a few points spare, then, it's not really...
Do they cost much?
I mean, 2-3 points each, so an extra weapon, extra body for a squad. Most units have got 5 models, so an extra one get 6. Why not?
Another weapon, innit?
Yeah. Which isn't bad. So on to the basic infantry. So we've got the Fracchiel, I think that's pronounced.
Facchielli.
Yeah, Fracchielli. Could be Italian defectors, possibly. Mover 3, Marcher 4, Armourer 2. They've got one sulphur jet, 4 shotguns, and each one's got a Molotov. Sulphur jet ignores saves of any kind. The sulphur jet, instant death against Armour 1 and 2 infantry and vehicles. 2 damage against Armour 3 and 4 infantry, and it's blast against everyone, and 2 damage against anything from Armour 3 to Armour 7 vehicles. Shotguns are good against infantry, crap against vehicles, and the Molotov, it's not bad. It's not a grenade.
Shotguns are awesome against infantry.
Yeah. You get 5 in a unit and the 9 points, which, it isn't bad. The movement's 3, which, considering they've got shotguns.
Yeah, but you do have to get really close to enemy though.
Yeah.
So you could get them close to where you want them to be, but it does sound like you're going to get killed the next turn.
Yeah, but at least they will have hurt what's coming towards them.
You hope.
Yeah. The next ones we've picked are 2 Armour 4 infantry.
Right, well.
The first one is a Steel Fist, which is a command unit. Get 3 in a unit, movement 2, March 3, Armour 4. There's 1 auto gun, 1 12.7mm gun, 1 heavy shotgun, and each one's got a steel glove, which is a giant fist, basically. The shotguns, what? A giant shotgun, really. What more do you want? 12mm gun.
Yeah, but range 8. Bloody
Yeah.
hell. That is impressive.
12mm gun against light vehicles and aircraft. It's got some use. Against infantry again, it's not bad either, but in my opinion, it's a bit hit and miss. The heavy shotgun is the best one, but it is very short range.
Oh, not for a shotgun, it's not. It's got range of 4.
Alright, for a big shotgun. We've got the auto gun, which isn't bad, and then the shotgun, which is very short range for a massive shotgun.
Yeah, but we haven't seen a big shotgun on anything else.
No, that's true. And because the steel guard, they can't get cover saves. Always pass infantry saves on a roll of a shield as well as an army symbol, and they can give commands and they can repair vehicles or heal you, or get ammunition back. They're not cheap, but they are very durable for infantry. 20 points for 3 models.
Chucking out a lot of dice.
Yeah. I mean, against vehicles, really not so good, but as a sport role or against infantry, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Next one is the Steel Death, which is, if you can believe it, a sniper unit. Which look like they're carrying anti-tank rifles.
Yeah. What are they, sniping titans?
It's got the steel guard rule, pass infantry saves on army symbols and shields. They got a power scope on the weapon, hits on crosshairs as well as army symbols when making a sustained attack, which is pretty good. And sniper means they choose who they hit, which can't complain about. We've each got one of them, sniper rifles and a steel glove. Against infantry and light to medium vehicles, they're not bad. I mean, 1 damage, 1 dice. They're effectively carrying anti-tank rifles. Granted, they won't do much damage, but you've got the choice.
Yeah, they're more for against infantry though, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it looks like we could do 4 damage to infantry, you know. So,
Hero killers.
See you, you're dead.
Good infantry killers, I would have thought, really.
Oh. Yeah.
13 points, take out an infantry unit you want to get rid of. Yeah, they'll do that pretty well.
Yep.
There's 2 artillery units. There's the Hellstorm and the Red Lightning. 1 7 points, 1 8 points. They're both pretty much the same. One's got the Hellstorms, a mortar with 1 movement, 3 march, 2 armour. The Red Lightning's a Tesla gun with 2 movement, 3 march, 2 armour. One's got 4 health, one's got 3.
What does Tesla's do?
Tesla's...
This is a Russian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, only the SSU's got Tesla weaponry.
Like allies have got phasers and you're got lasers.
Place a sustained
lasers.
Place a sustained token on the unit hit by this weapon. Units must perform a nothing action as its next action, removing all sustained tokens. While as a stun token, it rolls a single die when making reactive actions, but remove all stun tokens when it succeeds or fails. So basically, knocks them down for a turn.
We can slow them down so they ain't got as many actions to do.
Yeah.
That could be handy.
It's got less health. It costs slightly more. It's got less range than the Hellstorm, and it's slightly more expensive. But I'd go with the Hellstorm really for just all that. You know what you're gonna get. It's pretty good.
That could be handy though for interfering with your opponents. You know.
Yeah.
Making them stay still. Whatever. Could be fun.
The Hellstorm's a mortar. Does what a mortar does. It's a blast, so 1 dice against all models in the unit.
Yep.
Got more health, less movement. Yeah, it has got a minimum range of 4, but got a maximum range of 12. So it's the cheaper of the two. But generally, I'd go for the Red Lightning.
Yeah, I think I would, just for the lulls of, you can pin somebody in place so they can't move.
You kind of know what you're getting with the Red Lightning rather than, and you're gonna perchance do more damage. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can damage all manner of vehicles with the Red Lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go with that. Just for the, I mean, the Tesla effect is nice, but the thing is, you can damage everything with that.
You can do up to 4 damage against armor 7 vehicles, which I'll do that.
It's better than the other one.
Oh wow. Right, so next on to the light and medium vehicles. There are 3, starting with the Red Rain, which is kind of an artillery piece because it's got infantry on it. But it counts as a vehicle. Movement of 2, march of 5, armour 1, which is kind of a standard for the mobile artillery piece for the SSU. 6 points, so it's going to do something, but then it's going to die straight after.
Double blast infantry is nice.
Yeah, doing 4 damage against armour 1, 3 against armour 2, 2 against armour 3, and then 1 against armour 4.
I suppose the 14 square range is nice.
It's got minimum range, but again 14 square range.
Yeah, you'll need the 14 square range because it's only armour 1.
And it's a turret, so you can see all the way around.
Yeah, I can't see you moving that ever off your back row.
No. But at least you have got a nice march of 5 if you ever do.
No one in the right mind is going to ever move that off your back line. If you do, then you aren't shooting.
Downsides.
It's armour 1.
Armour 1. Reload.
It's armour 1.
It's tracked, so if you're moving over terrain, you're gonna stop on a roll of a crosshair.
It's armour 1.
And it's got.
And I keep coming back to it, but it's you don't want armour 1 vehicles. You just don't. I mean, yeah, it's only 6 points, but for the love of all that's holy, keep it as far back as possible.
For the extra point, you might as well go for the Hailstorm, really. But then again,
or get another Red Lightning.
Yeah, get another Red Lightning. I mean, 14 points or 12 points. It's irrelevant, really.
I suppose the 14 square range is nice, but that's not going to save you once something gets close enough to fire back at you.
Plus, since it counts as a vehicle, unless it's in cover, you ain't going to get a save from it, which is problematic.
Considering how many things can instant kill armour 1?
Quite a lot.
Yeah, just no.
So coming on to the next one, the Babushka. This is a kind of an awkward one because it looks more like a Axis Walker. Movement of 2, march of 4, armour of 5, 7 health. So it's not bad for stats wise. It's got a dual 30mm Gatling gun, which is pretty good against infantry. It's average against...
Decent range on it.
Yeah, decent range, but average against medium to light vehicles. Not bad against aircraft. It's got a 12.7mm gun, which again not bad against infantry. Well, it's got 2 12.7mm guns, which not bad against infantry. One's pretty good against flyers. Other one can't hit flyers.
See, case in point with this, that fires 3 shots against armour 1 with instant kill. I know it's only got a 12 square range compared to that other one's 14 square range, but the minute this survives to get within 12 squares, that's history.
Yeah.
It's only got to hit once with 3 dice. And you've wasted whatever points you spent on the what was it, the other thing.
I mean, this is nearly 3 times the points of the Red Rain, but it'll last 3 times as long.
I was going to say, it's probably 3 times more survivable.
I mean, it's pretty good against infantry, but against vehicles,
Yeah, so just make sure you're firing on infantry
I
then.
mean, light vehicles, yeah. But again, it's not bad. And the Natalia, which is quite good. Mover 3, March 4, Armour 3, which might not seem quite good. And 4 health, which again, might not seem quite good. And it hasn't got a ranged weapon, which again, might not seem quite good. But it's got 2 close combat weapons, which rolls a lot of dice.
6 against most things.
Yep, its abilities, it's air mobile, which if it can be carried by helicopters, which is alright, it can charge, which is good. Damage resilience, which ignores...
Isn't that the suit that the character wears?
No.
Oh.
It's got damage resilience where it can knock off any damage that's not instant death on a roll of an army symbol, which for a vehicle is quite good.
I hate damage resilience, just go away.
It's got engineer vehicle which can destroy fortifications and obstacles. Got smoke launchers, which why not?
Yeah.
And it's got cutting, which you keep rolling to hit on army symbols. 6 dice against all infantry, 6 dice against arm 1 and 2 vehicles, 4 dice against armour 3, 4, 5 and 6 vehicles, and 2 dice against armour 7 vehicles. It's only 9 points. It'll do a fair bit of damage, I'd say.
It's probably only 9 points because it hasn't got a ranged weapon.
No, and it's only armour 3, and so we've got 4 health.
Mm.
But it has got a little bit of resilience to it against non-anti-vehicle weapons. But saying that, it probably will kill something and then it'll die.
Yeah. Like the combat engineers that I've got.
Yeah, but at least you get an infantry save.
Yeah.
These sort of get an infantry save, but not quite as good. So on to the heavier vehicles. We've first got a Vladimir Lenin, which is an artillery tank. Got a lot of guns. 2 move, 4 march, 6 armour, 5 health, which might not seem much for a heavy vehicle. It's got a howitzer, which really good against infantry, long range, not bad against vehicles. It's a turret, and then it's got 3 12.7mm guns, 1 on the rear for some reason, which is a turret, just cause. You know, not bad against infantry.
Awesome range.
Oh the howitzer's good against infantry. It's more of an infantry killer than a vehicle killer, really.
Yeah. But I suppose if you had no other targets to fire it at,
Yeah.
you could fire it at a vehicle, you know, just for the lulz.
Oh yeah. It's got damage resilience.
Go away.
A lot of the heavy tanks for the SSU has got damage resilience.
Just go away with that damage resilience.
It's got tank riders, which it's armour 6, so you might chance it, but they can get shot at. Tracked, which will only hinder it when on terrain. Artillery, which helps it when there's an observer nearby, and reload for its howitzer, which is fair enough, but it is 23 points.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's survivable and it can deal out a ton of crap.
So the next 2 are the heavy tanks, the Karl Marx. It's mover 2, march 4, armour 7 with 6 health, which is slightly less than most armour 7, but again, you know, it's got a lot of damage to it. Range 10 for its heavy Tesla gun, which will murder a lot of things.
Well, anything you shoot at with that, I mean, anything you fire it at, it's firing 9 dice.
Can't fire at planes, but that's kind of irrelevant when you've got 9 dice against anything.
When you could do, you know, if you was really lucky, you could do 9 damage off a armour 7 vehicle. I I'll just sustain fire on that one. No.
Again, it's got damage resilience. Its big downside is 1, it's tracked, and 2, it's 28 points, which you might argue is a downside with it having 6 health, but 9 dice.
I believe it's cheaper than my big walkers for allies, because they're in the low 30s for the points cost for those. So not bad.
Yeah, they take up less space on a board. So yeah. Right, so the
Lavrenti.
Berlin.
Yeah, that anyway.
Berlin, yeah. It's a heavy tank, really. Same stats as the other one, effectively. 2 move, 4 march, 7 armour, 6 health. The ML-20T gun, pretty good against anything, really. 1 dice, but either instant killing or doing 6 or 5 damage. Can't really argue with 18-inch range.
Can instant kill up to armour 4. Looking at you poxy little tank that we looked at earlier. You know. And
then there's a ATO 45 gun, which is a front-mounted flamer.
So basically, what we're saying with this one is, if it looks at you, you're dead.
Good against infantry, good against vehicles,
and its main thing's a turret.
And it's also damage resilient.
Oh, go away.
And it's 23 points, which is
that is horrific. 23 points for something that can shoot you from across 18 squares.
The thing is with the SSU for vehicles, I think either go light with the walkers or go heavy with the tanks.
Heavy. Heavy, and any day of the week, heavy.
I think heavy with the tanks and close combat with the walkers. Other than that, there's not really much point, I don't think.
You're just going to crush anything from so far away. It's not funny, you know. Just 18 square. That is an 18 square range. That is just horrific.
And it's a turret. Just cause.
And yeah, just, you know.
Now we're coming on to the. They're alright, but just cause they're there. Units, I think.
Actually, I think the aircraft, the Russians have the best looking aircraft in the game.
They have the best looking ones, yeah.
The helicopter-y, gunship-y type ones, I think they look better than the planes that the other factions have got, definitely.
Oh yeah. Right, first we've got an air ambulance, which 6 move, 12 march, 1 armour, 8 health, which kind of makes up for its 1 armour, and it's an aircraft, which means...
Not everything's going to be able to shoot at it, does it?
No. It's a helicopter, which means... Oh! Well, it doesn't on the card, but it should have the helicopter rule, which means it doesn't have to move its minimum move range to do anything.
No, it can stand still, can't it?
Yeah. Which, it hasn't got any weapons, but it can heal infantry. You roll 1 dice for each model that's been removed in the unit on an army symbol. You get a model back, which can't complain.
That's handy, actually.
It means quite fast.
Yeah.
It's an aircraft, which means your opponent's gonna have to use a lot of pea shooters to shoot at it.
Yep.
And it's 8 points, which can't complain about. Next one's the carrier, which is more for carrying vehicles and can also carry infantry, I do believe. Could be wrong, but from what I can tell, it's more for carrying mechs.
Yeah.
Which, if you've got one of them, what was those? The Natalia, which was the close combat walker we were on about earlier. Could be good for carrying that around to make it do something. Same stats as the air ambulance, but this one's got a quad 12.7mm gun. Brilliant against infantry, not really that good against vehicles. Brilliant against aircraft though.
Yeah.
Against infantry or aircraft, you're
gonna murder, and you can sustain fire with it.
Yeah.
So if you want to shred anything really,
The SSU is the army to go against infantry or aircraft. Against heavy vehicles, you may have a problem. Against medium vehicles, you might not be so bad. Problem's going to be against heavy things, I think, with the SSU. You will have some things to take them down, but your heavy is going to be your biggest problem.
Your Tesla tanks that can do 9 damage to anything.
Yeah, they'll help you a fair bit, and you're going to need your Tesla stuff.
But your opponent will know that as well, and then they'll like you're determined to kill that barking dog in mine every time. So
Last one we've got is the burner, which got the same stats: 6 move, 8 health. The basic stats. It's got 2 rocket pods which are limited. It's got 2 napalm bombs which are limited, and then it's got the 12.7mm quad gun, which, like we said for the carrier, murders infantry, murders aircraft.
Yeah.
And then the rocket pods, double blast against infantry and every vehicle except armor 7. Napalm bomb is a flame weapon, which means you don't get no saves on, and it's a blast, which is pretty good.
Instant kill armor 2 infantry. Instant kill up to armor 2 vehicles.
We're looking at that vehicle from before again.
Looking at everything. This is why there's no point having armor 1 vehicles. There just isn't. I don't care what it's got. I don't care what it can do. Just don't bother.
Armor 3, you need to have a really good reason. You can just about stretch it if you've got a good reason. Otherwise, it's armor 4 or higher, really.
Yeah.
Aircraft, you've got a little bit of leeway, but vehicles, anything lower than armor 4, you better have a good reason.
Anything ground based, basically, needs to be armor 4 and above.
Volley on the rocket pod and the bombs. May fire any or all of its remaining bombs and rockets as the same target as a single attack. So you could unload everything and possibly kill what you targeted in.
Yeah, I mean, double blast on the bombs and
so
on the rockets.
We're talking
10
triple blast.
dice.
Triple blast if you fire. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. So if you fire both the rocket pods, that's 4 blast. And another 2 blasts with the napalm bombs.
You could fire them at different targets as well, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So you could fire the rocket pod and a napalm bomb at one target, and then fire another a rocket pod and a bomb at a separate target. So you're talking like 6 blasts. It's like rolling 15 dice to kill. If you go unit of 5.
Downside is it is 18 points, but considering what it can shell out, I'd say it's worth it. Just
and given it's got 8 health, your opponent's going to dedicate a lot of stuff to take it down.
Unless your opponent's got a lot of anti-aircraft weapons. Really, armor 1 aircraft, that's not bad, really.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, most machine guns can target flyers, but then in firing line, they're 1 or 2 shots, aren't they?
3 shots at the most. They
And
ain't very long either.
And then you've got to hit, so you're pretty much going to fly around with impunity unless you've got like dedicated anti-aircraft stuff.
So lastly, we're coming on to the heroes. So 3 we've chosen. Firstly, Koshka and Grandma. Koshka is the pilot of Grandma. You don't have to take Koshka in Grandma, but gives you a bit of bonus if you do. She's an ace pilot.
But she's the only one that can go in that, isn't she?
Yeah. You don't
would-
have to, but
No.
she's the only one that can. She herself is 15 points and Grandma is 11, so you're looking at 26 points for both. If you take them together or separate. So for Koshka, 2 move, 4 march, 2 armour, which is surprising considering she looks like she's only wearing a jumpsuit. 4 health, which is alright for a hero. Ace pilot, which when on a vehicle, on an army symbol or a crosshair, getting a 3rd activation in the vehicle, which ain't bad. Expert with the howitzer and the sulphur jet, which is on Grandma, which get onto in a minute. Sulphur jet on the Grandma, hits on crosshair. Oh no, that's for the expert, sorry. Fighting spirit, once per game, hits roll on crosshairs as well as army symbols. Plus units joined as well, which
She needs to be in that suit.
either that or a unit, because she's a bit,
She's crap on her own.
yeah. Officer can give orders, which, you know, helps.
I was going to say she's mediocre on her own, but she's worse than that on her own.
A grenade pistol, it's not bad against infantry, it's a blast weapon, which
Yeah, but range 2, you're going to fire it.
against vehicles.
Forget it. Just forget that altogether and just go on to the... You'll be firing that anyway.
Yeah, sticker in the Grandma, you're really going to have to. Move of 3, march of 4, 3 armour, 5 health. It's got a 45mm howitzer, which against infantry in most vehicles is not bad. It's a grenade, so ignores cover, which, you know, is pretty good.
And it can instant kill armor 1. Can you do a theme that we're on about? You know what I mean?
And the heavy sulphur jet, it's flame weapon, so you don't get no saves, and it does 2 damage against any vehicle. And it's a blast.
Yeah.
Can't really complain. And it's damage resilient.
26 points though.
That is the downside. It can bring it, and it's got damage resilience, but you're going to have to make it count, I think.
Or you could have another one of them tanks with 18 range that can kill anything.
Yeah.
For 2 points more, you can have another one of those tanks.
I'd say maybe, but
I would rather have another one of those tanks.
yeah. You can still use her if Grandma gets blown up. I mean, yes, she'll likely take a point of damage, but
She's beyond mediocre. Just get another one of those tanks with 18 range. You know.
the Panzer Prince for the Axis at least can go in any vehicle and is slightly cheaper.
Well, I suppose she can go in any vehicle, but she can only she can pilot that. So nobody else can go in that. And that's only really good.
And her abilities only work well on Grandma, so it's
26 points.
yeah.
Or you could pay 28 points and have another one of those tanks. I know where I'd have.
Yeah, I'd have the tank, considering it's also front weapons anyway. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's my verdict for that.
Take her if one, but I think we're agreed it's not really.
Leave her back at base and get another one of those tanks.
So Yarkov, a bit better. 2 move, 4 march, 2 health, 2 armour, 5 health. It's got a sulphur jet, which is very short range, but again it's a sulphur jet, which really it's a flame weapon. What more do you get? It's got defensive tactics, get damage resilience when in cover, applies to unit joined as well, which
Could be handy, yeah.
expert sulphur jet.
Because you'll need to go in cover to, you'll have to hug the cover just to make him... 15 points though, man, that is expensive.
I mean, you could actually, if you think about it, allow him to join, if you really want to do, he could join a Red Lightning and put them in cover. And what else has he got? Expert on the suffragette, so hitting on crosshairs and army symbols, which, you know, weren't bad. Officer.
Very situational though.
It's like most of the Armour 2 heroes. They're more of a support role than anything else, really, I've found.
I wouldn't bother. Not with this one.
I mean, how many points is Bazooka Joe?
12.
So he's same sort of points cost, and again he's more of a support role.
But I get to roll 4 dice when I finished everything.
Yeah.
I can keep him behind the building and he still does something. That you got to be 1 square away.
I mean, he's got a pistol, but that's 2 squares.
Wow.
So
save up the points, don't bother, and get a 3rd tank. get half of a 3rd tank.
Or you could go for the big one, the big hero.
Come on then.
That has everything. Comes with a kitchen sink. Comes with everything.
Let's hear it then.
Winter Child, which is God, effectively.
Come on then. Let's hear it.
3 moves, 6 march,
Yep.
4 armour, 6 health,
Right.
and it's a hero.
Go on then.
So its weapons are... Now I'll tell you what, points cost next, 26 points. So for a hero might seem expensive,
Oh.
but it's got damage resilience.
Yeah.
It flies, which ignores terrain, which, okay. Superhuman, can't get a cover save, but you get your saves on army symbols as well as shields, and it's got radiation on its weapon, which you've got, your target's got to re-roll successful saves, which narrows the expensive points cost somewhat. So comes on to the weapon.
Your target re-rolls successful saves.
Yes.
What successful? It's instant death.
Alright, cover saves then.
I was gonna say it's
Instant death against infantry, and it's a blast. And it's a blast against vehicles, and any armor 1 and 2, it's instant death. 4 damage against armor 3 and 4, 3 damage against armor 5 and 6, and 2 damage against armor 7. Can't target aircraft, but that's where the paired steel fist comes in.
You see,
God!
you showed me the one unit that I'm not gonna say buy a 3rd tank because
It's God, as far
I
as
would
I'm
actually
concerned.
use that in conjunction with 2 tanks.
It is, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best infantry. Yes, he can't join units. Can he join units? Oh, cannot join units. God does not need to join units.
Well, you say you can't, but with a march of 6, he can move 3. He's got 2 of these things, so he can fire. So it's like, essentially it's a double blast if you fire it on one thing, and it's instant death.
I mean, you can fire at 2 separate units.
Yeah,
Because he's a hero.
just
And if you're next to something else, you can punch it as well, even aircraft.
Right.
Go through the paired steel fist. 4 dice against everything, including
4 damage.
all vehicles. Oh yeah, 4 damage against everything, including aircraft and vehicles. But 3 damage against armour 3 aircraft. 2 dice against everything apart from armour 1 and 2 aircraft. Sorry, against armour 2 and 3 aircraft. It's God, as far as I'm concerned.
It's, pretty much if you get within 4 squares of it, you're gonna die. Basically, because instant death against all infantry, that is horrific, and it's a blast. So that is insane.
My combo army would be him, any of the really heavy tanks. We're talking
Two of those good ones that I like. I would
Tesla
have 2
tanks.
of them. Yeah, I would have 2 of those. The ones with the 18 square range.
the Tesla tanks and the Belindas. I'd go for.
Yeah, I'd go for that. Yeah, that one.
And I'd go for the Teslas as well.
I would have one of those And 2 of these.
And where is it? Possibly 1 or 2 burners and 1 or 2 carrot. No, not 1 carriers.
No, not a carrier. The other one, the burner.
Medvac.
Yeah.
Just to be near the winter child.
Well, possibly 1 to stay back and heal that as well.
Yeah. Well, no,
You know.
no work on that, unfortunately.
I mean, I would have 2 of these.
Two of
One of
these,
them.
Yeah.
Him.
And 1 or 2 of them, maybe.
2 of those.
And maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, 1 of them. Yeah. You wouldn't need hotels.
Nah.
Because, 18 square range, this Lavrenti barrier thing is just going to annihilate anything that comes near it. 10 square range on the Karl Marx, that'll just annihilate hotels that even tries to get near this, with 9 dice on everything.
If you do want to get near it, it's got a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh no! Sorry, it's if everything comes near the
This one.
Berlin there, it's got a flamethrower.
And their Armour 7, I would go for I would have 2 of these, 1 of them. That's...
They've got damage resilience, what's that? 40, 56...
79.
Yeah, 79 points, 90, 105. 2 of them, 36, 141 points.
Yeah.
Alright, 1 of them. 149 points, so that's 150 points.
150 point army, yeah. 2 of them, 1 of them, 2 of them, 1 of them, and him.
You're basically laughing at anything, really.
Just gonna, keep him behind cover until keep him out of sight until you need something really dead, and just keep pounding away with these.
Yeah.
And just sit back and drink your opponent's tears of rage.
So for an SSU army, you're not going to have much.
No.
But you are going to do a lot with them.
But what you do have,
Oh,
for the love of Christ, what you do have.
I mean, the other stuff isn't bad. Not saying it's bad, it's just what we've got. What we've got there, we've got problems with it being alright.
Them things we just recommended there are beyond alright. They are like fantastic, and you would eat someone's left nut off if you could have it in your army.
Well, that's pretty much it for them.
Yep.
Goodbye, and
I hope that's proved remarkably insightful to say that neither of us play this army, play it, but
goodbye for now.
Yeah. Toodles.